Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Brat Mode. This is your host Singh, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive on the JNS lowered and offset foot pegs for the DR650. Hopefully you're following along and watched my couple of recent videos on the DR650. We are taking the stock DR650 and making it more comfortable for somebody like me, somebody who's tall, at 6'5" or taller. As you guys may or may not know, the stock bike is not very comfortable for us, so I've taken on the project to make it more comfortable, and I'm sharing my experiences on my channel here. On the last video, we installed the JNS lowered offset foot pegs and replaced them, or foot mounts, and replaced the OEM ones. In this video, we're gonna go through what differences did that make. Did it make it more comfortable? How much more comfortable? We're going to take a look at before and after photos. We're going to go through some of the pros and cons. And yes, there are some cons to this mod, and we're going to go through those. And as I always do in all of my videos, I'm going to share a quick bluff, a bottom line up front. I'm going to tell you the download here. And if you want to stick around for the details, you can definitely do that. But if you want the quick bluff, the bluff is it did make it a bit slightly more comfortable, but it came with some problems, and some problems we may need to solve in the near future. So the short answer is yes, it's a bit more comfortable, but there are some things we have to take care of. So there you go, that's your bluff. If that's what you're here for, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you come back. But if you want to get into the details, please stick around, and we're going to get into those now. So let's take a look at the before and after. So side by side, you can see that, yes, of course, lowered and offset foot mounts from JNS have slightly improved that angle for us from seat to foot peg ratio. And it does make it a little bit more comfortable. I've put 500 miles after installing these foot pegs, and that's why it took me a little bit of time to put out this video. I wanted to make sure I was doing some riding and putting some miles on it before I make my opinion known. And it's been cold in the East Coast, so that has been a challenge as well. But overall, it has improved the comfort, and I can ride it for a little bit longer without feeling like I need to stand up, I need to stretch my legs, I need to stop, etc. So it has made an impact, but not as big as I thought it would. It's definitely more comfortable, but I was really hoping it would be more comfortable. So if I was to score it out of 10, the stock seat position to the foot pegs, it was more like 4. This has gotten me to 6. It's not quite 8. I was hoping it would be more of an 8. And then when we put the taller seat, which I have ordered, by the way, so don't forget to subscribe. That seat takes a little bit longer since they're made to order. But that video will be coming shortly on this channel as well. So I was hoping these would take me to the foot mounts would take me to 8, from 4 to 8, and the seat would take me to the 10. So right now we're at 6 out of 10. So it hasn't made the biggest jump as I thought it would, but it's still an improvement nonetheless. There are some other foot mounts that I might look into to do a comparison with GNS. For example, Bushpig makes one, ProCycle makes one, and there's a few other brands out there. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm willing to order all the different foot pegs and compare it and do a deep dive on this channel for you guys. So that's where we are with the existing, that's where we are with the JNS 6 out of 10. Yes, it's not as big of an improvement, but it is an improvement nonetheless. So let's talk about some of the cons that came with this. And I honestly was not expecting any con, but I want to be transparent, and there are some issues with this lowered and offset foot mounts. So let's talk about those. So the first one, if you plan on keeping your passenger your passenger foot pegs, you're gonna have a problem. As you can see here, I'm size 13, and I've taken a couple of shots here. So in this specific image, I'm wearing my street boots. So they're very slim, they're sleek, they're not very bulky, and they're coming very close in contact. But if I really put my foot back where I'm resting on my toes, you can see it comes in contact. So it's not that big of an issue on the street. You're not standing too much. It's the street boots are quite slim. But here's a photo of my Alpine Stars Tech 7s, and these are obviously off-road boots, and they're much bulkier than the street boots, and they absolutely come in contact just in a relaxed seating position, and this is how I would be standing, and they're in contact with the foot pegs 100% of the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my passenger foot pegs. I don't ride with the passenger, so it's not a big concern for me. But if you do ride with the passenger often, or if you use the passenger foot pegs for mounting up your luggage, for example, you might have to rethink that a little bit. The other con, to some maybe, but for me it's not that big of a deal, is the distance from the foot peg to the rear brake pedal and the shifter. Of course, these pegs are offset to the back. JNS also makes just a lowered version, so if you don't want the offset, you can just get the drop. But I did purchase the drop and offset, and because of that, it has moved the brake pedal and the gear shift lever forward a little bit further away, which to me makes it more comfortable for my size 13 foot and boot. And here's a picture of me shifting with the my Tech 7, and it's in the perfect position. I've never had a boot land in such a perfect position for shifting before this DR650. I've always had an issue, but this offset honestly works out really well for me. But just know that if you don't have that big of a size, if you wear a size 10, if you wear size 9, 11, just know this might be a concern, and you might want to think about that before ordering this lowered and offset foot pegs or foot mounts from JNS. And that's it. Those are really the only two cons that I've come up with so far. As I ride with these foot pegs for more time, longer miles, I will come back and pin the comment with any updated feedback that I have on these foot mounts. But at the moment, with 500 miles under my belt, these are the only thoughts I had. Like I said earlier in the video, I have also ordered the Seat Concepts tall version of the seat. We're gonna put that on there as soon as it comes in, and I'll make a follow-up video and talk about how much of an improvement that has made in combination with the JNS, and if that gets us to 10 out of 10 in terms of comfort where I can ride all day long, or are we still at a compromise even with the two mods here, and what else we might need to do to get it to a 10 if possible. So yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know what you guys think of these foot pegs. Do you have them? What do you feel about them? Would you order them after watching this video? What else do you recommend that I should look into to make this bike a little bit more comfortable for the legs? Of course, there's a lot we can do with our handlebar position, and that is going to be, and we're going to discuss that in this series as well. So please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys checking in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.